For today's Florida man story, we take ourselves to a Florida pastor that turned out to be the leader of a crime ring that stole $1.4 million of goods from Home Depot. So apparently it didn't get to the part of the Bible about not stealing, I guess, because he's like, I'd like to do the stealing. I'd like to run the crime ring as the pastor and steal $1.4 million of goods from the Home Depot. Well, we will make sure that he gets a new home that is constructed of only the best materials. Let's get started with this. A Pinellas County pastor in Florida, his wife and others are accused of stealing $1.4 million worth of goods from Home Depot stores across the state of Florida and reselling those goods on the eBay. Doing a little bit of theft, doing a little bit of the eBay. Robert Dell, who is 56, also apparently forced vulnerable people to take part in the scheme, according to the Florida Attorney General. The news release from the office says that Dell is a pastor at The Rock Church in St. Petersburg and founder of a halfway house serving people recovery from drug addiction. How nice. So he gets people who are perhaps vulnerable and in a space to be susceptible because he runs a halfway house. How nice. Where will he find his criminals? Oh, that's right. They're right over there. But in a note on the homepage, the Rock Church claims that Dell hasn't been a pastor there for more than 2 years. So the Rock is trying to distance itself and saying, well, Dell isn't part of the Rock anymore. But maybe he'll be part of the Rock in the future. Although we closed that prison down. That would be Alcatraz, by the way. So yeah, I don't know whether or not we're trying to reenact the movie The Rock or something, but maybe we can reopen Alcatraz just for him. I mean, it is a nice prison right there in the San Francisco Bay. Why not reopen it? That'd be great. The news release names 4 other people as co-conspirators in the case. Jacqueline Dell, who is Robert Dell's wife, Karen Dell, who is Robert Dell's mother, Jessica Wild, and Daniel Mace. Robert Dell, Jacqueline Dell, Catherine Dell were arrested August the 1st after officers with the Office of Agricultural Law Enforcement executed a search warrant. I mean, that's just funny because why the Office of Agricultural Law Enforcement, right? Of all the law enforcement agencies, that could be the one that conducts the bust into the Home Depot theft ring for the eBay. Of all the law enforcement agencies, the one that conducts the bust is the Office of Agricultural Law Enforcement. How the hell did that happen? I don't know. But apparently they're the ones that are conducting the bust and executed the warrant on Robert Dell's house in St. Petersburg. He's charged with racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering, and dealing in stolen property as the organizer of the racket. So he is the mafia boss. Pastor by day, mafia boss by night. How exciting. Jacqueline Dell was arrested on a charge of conspiracy to commit racketeering, and Karen Dell, who is Karening it all up over here, on a charge of dealing in stolen property for the moment. Mace of Tampa was arrested Wednesday on charges of racketeering and conspiracy to commit racketeering. Wild booking and charge information was not available at press time. According to the Attorney General's office, the group shoplifted in Milwaukee. Milwaukee, DeWalt, and other branded products from Home Depot stores in Citrus, Hillsborough, Manatee, Pasco, Pinellas, Polk, and Sarasota counties, getting their work on over the great state of Florida. Mace and Wild stole the majority of merchandise on an average, victimized stores 5 to 6 times a day. Damn. They're getting around, man. Just going in and out of that Home Depot over and over and over again. And amazingly, it finally caught up with them. The pair then delivered the products to Robert Dell, who sold them on eBay on a storefront named Anointed Liquidator. Wow. Anointed Liquidator. Wow. Anointed by God. Wow. I'm not sure God wants you to liquidate the property of others. I seem to remember something in the 10 Commandments vaguely about this, but he thinks he's been anointed for the liquidation, so I'm not sure how that works. Okay. According to the investigation, Dell demanded the crimes under threat of abuse and used positions of being a pastor and founder of the halfway house to manipulate others to participate in the criminal scheme. Home Depot suspects Robert Dell operated the scheme for more than 10 years and thinks the company has lost more than $5 million worth of property as a result of this scheme. Holy shit, dude. I guess this was one organized ring, right? $5 million the company thinks has been lost. So far, $1.5 million accounted for, $3.5 million left to go. Pinellas count records show the judge sealed warrants and other documents related to cases at the request of the prosecutors. In 2019, police arrested Wild and Mace on grand theft charges for attempting to take nearly $4,500 worth of hardware batteries from the Clearwater Home Depot, according to the arrest affidavit. The pair placed the batteries inside a bin, closed the lid, and attempted to exit the store when one of them became scared and spooked after spotting a loss prevention officer. The two left the merchandise by the door and exited the store. So we have previously come into play with these people, so we have some evidence they might have been involved on a routine basis. Thus, that brings us to the end of the story for the moment about the Pinellas pastor that led the ring into the stolen goods. $1.4 million officials say. Home Depot says it's more like $5 million, apparently as part of this pastor ring. So very exciting. So we are going to arrest all these people and try to take their money and seize some of it, and I guess repay at least Home Depot in part. So very, very exciting over here. So I guess go forth and sin no more, at least for the moment. That makes the end of this story.